This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
I'm CJ Demento, your local librarian from the Oceanside Public Library and city staff for the Oceanside Arts Commission. Welcome to the April edition of Oceanside Spectrum. I'm really glad you're here. First, the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce, North County Director and Board Member Chuck Miller, and Victoria Karlberg, Workforce Development Coordinator with Oceanside Chamber, are here. We also have Dana Albert, who will share about the 5th annual Goat for Joe event, promoting mental health awareness. It's coming up. Dr. Jennifer Ostergren, Dean for the College of Education, Health, and Human Services is here to share updates on Cal State University San Marcos. And Max Disposti, founder and executive director of the North County LGBTQ Resource Center, is here with Pride by the Beaches director, Lisa Nava. So stay tuned because Oceanside Spectrum starts now. The National Veterans Chamber of Commerce North County Director and Board Member Chuck Miller and Victoria Karlberg, Workforce Development Coordinator with Oceanside Chamber, are here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm so glad to have you both here.
It's a pleasure.
I'm really very interested, Chuck, to hear about the mission of your organization, because you obviously have so much passion, and I want you to tell the folks about the mission.
Well, I guess I have probably much or more passion than anybody. After I met Joe Molina and found out he was working with the same things that I wanted to work with, he had it already set up and already going. I said, well, I'm going to join hands with you, Joe. And I guess we shook hands at that point, and we just took off running. You can't keep up with Joe because he's the founder, and he's up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you want to talk to him, you could call him. Maybe he might answer. But it has grown so fast and so far. In the 5 years that I've been acquainted with Joe, because we're now actually, he teaches an entrepreneur class, and that's what he did with the chamber here, a women's entrepreneur class. Okay. He's taught them previously at colleges and places all over for people that will listen to him. He'll just open that door for you if you will listen. And I'm just so happy that I'm a part of it and just here to support the Veterans Chamber of Commerce, because we don't leave a veteran unattended. That's our goal, is to search out a veteran and help him all the way.
No matter what it takes, right? No matter what type of program or service they might be in need of.
Yeah, we don't care if they belong to the Army, that's okay. I'm a Navy man myself. But whatever he has going. Now, the women of veterans most times don't have anything to do but sit and do nothing around. Now we have programs for them. They can go online. They don't have to go out of their house and be taught how to start their own business. This is the wonderful part about it.
Wonderful.
They get the support of our organization. We have our own radio show now that on at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon with men and women that want to help veterans to come on and tell them how we can coordinate with them to help the veterans.
So sometimes it is hard to get started with that, right? You know you want to make a change and really initiate a new career, but it's hard to get it started. I understand what you're saying. So Victoria, that's kind of where the community comes in and that partnership, right, with the Oceanside Chamber, which is doing some of that work.
That's right, CJ. The role of a chamber of commerce, whether you're a veteran chamber, a city chamber like we are, or wherever, anything in between, is to be a convener. So that is really our role. So we come together, we convene. Mr. Joe Molina has convened us, and we come to the table, share our resources, and figure out what gaps we need to fill and find people to fill them. And since his chamber follows our philosophy of taking care of the whole family, the service member, their spouse, and even their children, because we're starting a youth incubator soon too, and just received a little bit of funding from the Better Business Bureau to fund that, which will complement what we've piloted together already.
And tell us about what you've piloted already. I mean, Chuck kind of touched on it, but you're doing an entrepreneurship program. Yeah.
As Chuck was talking about, of course, the family serves along with the service member.
Right.
When that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm a military spouse myself, so I definitely, and you shared that too, so we definitely serve with our spouses.
Absolutely.
So Joe had identified a need for this to fill some gaps of maybe services that weren't addressed in the community and with other organizations, and he invited us to participate. So we call it a women's business incubator. So the women are military spouses who are female and female veterans, and we get together and we incubate our business ideas under the tutelage of Joe and other partners who he brings in, who are subject matter experts. And then when the program's done, we graduate them. So we've graduated 2 cohorts at our chamber in Oceanside, and then we connect them with mentors from our Oceanside community who are our members, and along with the SCORE Mentor Association too. So again, convening different partners to work together and help these ladies to achieve their dreams.
Wonderful.
In my part of the job is I'm a somewhat called inventor.
Okay.
And I say a man has lost all his arms and his legs, but he's got a head on his shoulders and can think. Give me an idea. And we will research that idea and see if it's a possibility, and we even make a prototype if we have to. We could do these things and help a veteran become self-sufficient and have his self-esteem back. Because what does a veteran have to gain when he's lost all this? He says, well, I can't support a family, I can't do this, I can't do that. But we can teach him how he can be of value. Because we're all human beings, we're all of values, and so many times the veteran's shoved off and pushed out and can't afford a home, or he can't do this or he can't do that. We show him how he can if he wants to.
And you do that through the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce.
Amen.
And if people want to find out more about that, Chuck, they go to the website, right, to learn more?
Well, we have a website that's just awesome, I'm going to tell you. It's they put our letters in, I think, if I remember right, VCCSD, is that right?
Awesome, and it's going to roll across the screen, too, so folks will see it,
underneath that flag that comes up, you can pull down all kinds of things that you want to know about. You want a home, or you want a job, or you want and we have people there that will help a veteran that's still in the service, and he's an officer, for instance. They're looking for these men or women that can put them in and train them while they're still in the service before they get out, so they don't have to worry about a job getting out.
Doing great work. You're doing great work. Thank you so much, Oceanside Chamber of Commerce as well. Thank you for being here. Such a pleasure to meet you and hear about what you're doing. And Victoria, great to see you again.
Likewise.
We can't have any better than this, so I'll tell you. Excuse me, Lee. Excuse me, Eve. That's all right.
Okay, sorry, Miss Eve.
We'll be right back with our next guest.
KOCT Television invites you and our entire community to attend the 15th annual KOCT Outback Steakhouse fundraiser on Thursday, May 12th. Team KOCT is excited to bring back this yearly popular tradition. Join in on the fun and support the importance of local access media with KOCT Television. For only $25 per person, you will enjoy a blooming onion served at every table, along with your choice of steak, pork chop, or salmon as a main course. There are 2 seating times available for your convenience and discounts for our military. This event is in support of the future of the Oceanside channel, KOCT, that gives our viewers local coverage relevant to our amazing community. We depend on your generosity to keep producing quality content for our great city of Oceanside and the North County. Tickets are available at koct.org or call us at 760-722-4433 for more details.
Art is here to talk about someone he lost that's motivated him for a 5th year in a row to hold an event called GOAT for Joe. Hey,
That's right.
Dana. Yeah, welcome.
Thanks.
Tell me about Joe.
So Joe is my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, and he took his life by suicide in March of 2017. So now we got this crazy event. It's the 5th year running. I can't believe it.
Yeah. And tell us about the event. It's coming up, right?
It is.
When's it going to be? Where is it going to be?
Sure.
Tell us that.
Sure. So Joe lived in Oceanside,
Yeah.
and a year after his passing, got together with his friends and said, let's have a kind of golf tournament memorial get together and just remember Joe.
Yeah.
Well, that was in 2018, and now it's become more of what I would call a mental health advocate community-based event. And so it's grown from the first year was 60 golfers and we had some barbecue. Now it's a sellout golf tournament, and we're incorporating a mental health resource this year.
Yeah.
So it's in May, which is Mental
Okay.
Health Awareness Month.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the day?
So it's Saturday, May the 14th.
Saturday, May 14th, and the time.
So we're going to have the health fair, which hopefully will have 12 to 15 mental health care providers
Okay.
from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Now during that time, we're going to have family festivities for the kids, petting zoo, bouncies, cotton candy, popcorn, and 2 or 3 different food vendors, so people could pick up information from the healthcare providers. And of course, the golfers are going to be arriving around 12 o'clock. So that's be about 140 golfers. So I expect anywhere between 250 and 300 people there having food, learning about mental health care options in North County.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's at Goat Hill.
So Goat Hill Park is, the People's Park of Oceanside,
Absolutely.
right? And, it's a place where you can wear a T-shirt like this and hang out and bring your dog. So it's got a real local family feel to it. And that's kind of the vibe of the event, right? Is to have people feel like they're in their own backyard.
Awesome. And it's in support with the San Marcos Rotary, right? And there's a beneficiary. You're raising money to support a cause.
That's true. So I'm a Rotarian. I've been a Rotarian since 2010.
Yeah.
I'm currently the president of the San Marcos Rotary Club. Incidentally, we just moved back to Oceanside last year, and my journey in Rotary began in 2010 just by an invitation to say, hey, you want to get involved with the community? And I said, okay. And that was actually in Vista. So by being with the San Marcos Rotary Club, I was introduced to North County Health Services, which is now True Care. So True Care has facilities throughout North County and just abroad, even out into Paris. So they actually have a mental health or a behavioral health division. And so after the tragedy, being a Rotarian, I was connected to people involved in that space. And I said, I think I'm going to be able to raise a bunch of money playing golf and eating food. And I'd like it to go to a cause that specifically helps people that are struggling with mental health issues, suicide prevention. Because at the end of the day, the worst outcome of a untreated mental health disorder is someone taking their own life. So we are able to raise money through the Rotary Club Foundation. So it comes through the nonprofit San Marcos Rotary Club Foundation, and the primary beneficiary of the proceeds is the Behavioral Health Division of True Care. So it's a very specific cause, very local, and that's how we want it to be.
And very personal.
Very personal.
Yeah, and so you went out and made something happen to support others and a wonderful organization that helps others.
Yeah, and it's in our backyard, and that's what we really wanted. And that wasn't the plan, right? It just has morphed into this. I met some folks with the Oceanside Library and learned that they had a mental health fair. We tried to get the health fair going in conjunction with the golf tournament, and then COVID hit.
Right.
So that was 2.5 years ago, and this year we're finally going to put those 2 events together at the same day, same location. The golf course is shut down to golfers that would normally play. It's only for the golfers in our tournament, but the event itself is open to the public, right? For the mental health fair, it's free, right? If you want to eat, well, then we're going to ask you for a donation. Of course, half the proceeds are going to go into the foundation and then ultimately dispersed out to our beneficiaries with TrueCare being the primary beneficiary.
And how can people find out more?
So there's a website,
Great.
and it's called Goat for Joe. And if people are wondering why do you call it that, well, if you're local here in Oceanside, when you go play the golf course, you know, let's go goating, right? And so we said, well, let's go Goat for Joe.
Goat for Joe.
Right. So the event has his name, but it's so much more than just about him. Right. So now it's about creating a community of mental health advocates, so that people know where to go to get knowledge.
Yeah, and Goat for Joe. Yeah.
GOATFORJOE.org. So it's more of a registration website where you could actually, you know, sponsor the event. We are looking for sponsors to help us, you know, cover the cost of food. And look, inflation's up, everything's up.
Yeah.
But also, you know, at the end of the day, you're raising money for a great cause. And it's staying in your backyard.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
I
so
can't
welcome.
wait. I'll be there.
I hope you will.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Hi, I'm Kathy Manuel, Human Resource Director for One Kitchen Collaborative. Preventing food waste starts with proper storage. Once you go to the grocery store, what do you do with all of your produce? In the past, what I used to do is just put everything into the fridge, and then I noticed that my mushrooms or things would start to go bad or spoil before they were really supposed to. There are items that go into your pantry, there's items that need to be stored on the counter, and there's also items that need to be stored in the fridge. Things that need to be stored on the counter that do not belong in your fridge are things like onions, bananas, winter squash, and potatoes. Items like fresh herbs, cilantro, basil, you put them in water just like you would flowers at home. You could also store them in the fridge, but they're better outside, and then you can use them as you need them in your recipes. Make sure to save your stems so that you can put them in a storage container either in your freezer or your fridge for a later time. Things that need to ripen on your counter before you place them into the fridge are things like tomatoes, citrus, nut fruits, avocados. Have those ripen first on your counter before placing them in the fridge. So items that absolutely have to be stored in your fridge are items like carrots, your berries, celery, and leafy greens. For more zero waste tips, please visit theokc.org.
Welcome, Dr. Jennifer Ostergren, Dean for the College of Education, Health, and Human Services, or CEHHS, at Cal State University San Marcos, is here. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, so you're fairly new to your role as Dean there, mid last year.
Yeah.
So tell us about Cal State University San Marcos.
Yeah, well, I started in July. It's a wonderful place. I'm so excited to be here. Our college is doing amazing work. Our faculty and students are out in the disciplines of health and education and human services, and I'm just learning a lot more about the community and you know, all the great work that we're doing on campus.
Good, good. Well, it's such an important time for this type of work and for supporting students and getting involved in these careers. COVID, you know, how are things are starting to open up at the college? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I mean, we've welcomed students back this semester, although I have to tell you, in our disciplines, we were going strong all throughout the pandemic. Some of our disciplines had in-person classes even when there were shutdowns and other things happening. But we were, you know, our faculty and students were working hard virtually and, you know, setting up virtual internships for our students. And we have a clinic on campus that moved all virtual to providing services. And so we've been busy, but it's when I started at the college, there weren't many students on campus because we were in the height of the pandemic. And so this last couple of weeks has been exciting to see students back and have kind of that vibe of the, you know, the campus reawakening, I think, after the pandemic. And so it's been good. I mean, and we've learned a lot and hoping to learn and start to unpack more about, you know, what skills we took away from teaching in a virtual way but just, I think everyone's excited to have that that homecoming and to feel a sense of return to normalcy.
And move into the future.
That's right.
Right? Start moving forward. And I know that's another subject that you're very interested in, futures thinking.
Yes.
So tell the audience about that. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, futures thinking isn't as unusual as you might think based on the title, but it's kind of a mindset. It's an actual interdisciplinary practice where it's really thinking about everything is changing all the time, and there are signals of that change happening all around us. And so taking an opportunity to think about and have conversations and sort of understand what that change means. And so I think in the pandemic, we're all used to having things have changed very dramatically. And so futures thinking is a way that we can start to talk about and understand, what does that mean? You know, what does it mean now that, you know, we've all gotten used to being in both in education, but also in our health and other ways using virtual, you know, engagement, and what does that mean for the future of our degrees and what things our students might need to do as they go out into their careers. And so it's a good technique, and you know, when I talk to people about it and they start to learn about it, they're inspired by just an opportunity to try and make sense of how things are changing, and, you know, not to let the future shape you, but to sort of think about and try and shape the future with how you're, you know, what you're understanding about what's happening around you.
Amazing. And you're doing that with your students, but you're also doing it on a larger level as a convener, right?
Yeah, so the nice thing that's happening now on our campus is that we've just released, the campus as a whole has just released its strategic plan. And so now as a college, we really need to start to unpack what does that mean and what directions are we going to move in. And one of the best ways I think that we do that is by asking our community partners, our industry, our alumni to tell us what we need to know about what direction we should go in. And so in the fall, we're hoping to have something called a Collective Impact Futures Forum, where we bring community members together and our faculty and our students, and we really sit down and have a good conversation about what's changed and what do we need to know to build better degrees, to help prepare our students effectively. And really the other aspect of the college is that we do research. And so what kinds of research do we need to be doing to help our community recover from the pandemic?
So if people want to learn more about the amazing work happening at CSUSM, how do they do that?
Yeah, check us out on our website. We'll have information there on our programs, but also information to come on our Collective Impact Forum.
Wonderful. So nice to meet you.
You too.
Thanks for being here. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with our last guest.
Located hillside on Mesa Drive in Oceanside, Buddy Todd Park is known for its beautiful ocean breezes, established trees, and plenty of space. Developed nearly a century ago in 1929, it is Oceanside's oldest park. Originally named Parnassus Circle, it was later renamed in 1946 for John Buddy Todd, the first Oceanside resident to pass in World War II. Buddy Todd Park offers 19 acres of panoramic views, a multi-purpose field, picnic areas, restroom facilities, children's playgrounds, and beautiful walking paths. Buddy Todd Park is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit today.
Welcome back. We have Max Disposti, founder and executive director of the North County LGBTQ Resource Center, and Lisa Nava, the director of Pride by the Beach. Welcome.
Hi, CJ. So good to be here.
I'm happy to have you guys here because you have a lot to update us on.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the center has been super, super busy, open throughout the pandemic.
Yes. We've been open throughout the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, at first, like everyone else, we were shocked. We didn't know what to do. But then quickly had to put ourselves together and realize that our community needed us, and the programs that we created were like full running. So we were on the front lines in the past 2 years, and now we're bigger than ever, and we're increasing our capacity as well. So quite about 2 years, that's for sure. Yes.
Yeah. And it's exciting that the Pride by the Beach event is coming back.
Yes,
so
we have to
tell us
celebrate
about that.
all of the accomplishments of the center and bringing people back together on the streets of Oceanside on June 11th. So it's going to be quite a day.
And you said it's the 15th?
15th anniversary of Pride by the Beach. The center celebrates 11 years this year, and we couldn't be more proud of our team of people and the center's accomplishments.
Very true. Very
And
true.
tell us a little bit more about the center, because you really you have a broad range of services and support that you provide. Behavioral health, your unicorn homes, your new food program.
I know.
Tell us. My goodness.
So we have done the behavioral health. We are the only North San Diego County LGBT space that provides affirming therapy for our community. We're talking about kids a year, so 8, 9 to seniors as well. So it's not just youth driven. So we have 5 therapists now because the demand was just crazy. Still, we can't tap into all the requests that we receive. Also because our therapists happen to be transgender and non-binary, part of the community, so people like that. Foodies and Goodies was an initial response to the emergency crisis for COVID. So our seniors were telling us, hey, can you go and shop for me? And then we connected with Feeding San Diego, and we rescued the food in the community. So some of the stores are participating. So every Friday we do food distribution in a way that's more personal and also destigmatizing food insecurity. So it's not just about, hey, here's the food because you can't buy it. It's more about help us to rescue the food, so anyone and everyone is welcome. So behavioral health and unicorn homes, thank you for mentioning that. It's our homeless youth resources. Those are youth that are being rejected by their own families for being LGBT and for other dynamics. So unicorn homes is a network of families that step in and comes together to provide a safe place for our youth. So we've been able to rescue about 36 youth throughout the pandemic, and actually last year alone. And we provide resources, which is mental health, support services, and also family reunification. That's one of the goals as well. So, so a lot of things to do.
Amazing.
Yes.
And so because of all these things that are happening under your roof, you need bigger space. You need more room to serve the community.
Bursting at the seams.
It happened that we now have 10 staff members. They all work on different projects. You know, we also do human trafficking prevention. We do a lot of awareness training throughout the community. We just finished training the Escondido Police Department. We did Oceanside 2 years ago and Carlsbad. We served the clinics, the local hospitals, the school districts. We're in partnerships with Oceanside School District a lot and others. So the center is only 2,500 square feet and is not longer containing our efforts and our dream. So we're looking for a new space. We're aiming to stay in Oceanside. We'll see if that's going to be possible. It will make sense for us to do a capital campaign and actually purchase a new place, because with the cost of rents nowadays, for a nonprofit is really troubling to go out and rent a space of 10,000 square feet. So. Any donors out there?
I was going to say, make
more
the
than
call.
welcome to
Call
receive your
right
love
now.
and absolutely. It's always welcome.
Great.
Sometimes people have extra space they would like to donate, and we're here to embrace the love. So.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well deserved. And if people want to find out and be involved in Pride by the Beach, tell us
our
about
website
that.
is
How
up
do they
to
reach
date.
out and support
You
that?
can check us out at www.pridebythebeach.org. And it's a family-friendly, free festival on the streets of Oceanside. We'll have 2 stages with entertainment, lots for pets. Bring your pet down. We love dogs and cats and iguanas and birds. And everyone is welcome to join us on June 11th for Pride by the Beach.
Good, very inclusive festival.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, a beautiful day.
Our school district participates and come with their kids, and it's lovely.
Awesome. Good. Well, thank you guys so much
Thank you, CJ.
for being
Thank you
here.
for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
People want to find out more about the center, more about Pride by the Beach. Where do they go?
Oh, ncresourcecenter.org.
Okay.
We're also open every day. People can call us 760-994-1690. And our receptionists are there. The staff is there right now to answer any questions. And just reach out to us for any need.
Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so very much for joining us today and learning more about your local community. Hope you feel more informed. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of Spectrum. Stay up to date with all things North County by visiting koct.org. Thanks, and take good care.